We've had enough of the PDG party. They've ruled us for decades, even if they never won any elections.
Welcome to Simple News, bringing you the latest and most intriguing stories from around the world. I am George, and today we've got an eye-opening analysis of recent coups in Africa that you wouldn't want to miss.
All of the commanders-in-chief and chiefs of staff, as well as the generals in the second section of the Gabonese Republic, were present for the meeting. General Brice Oligui Nguema was unanimously appointed chairman of the Committee for the Transition and Restoration of Institutions, president of the transition.
It's been a wild ride in the world of politics lately, with Central Africa's Gabon joining the list of nations experiencing non-democratic power transitions. But here's the twist. This coup is like no other, and it got us asking some big questions. So, what sets Gabon's coup apart? Well, you might be surprised to learn that unlike some of its neighbors, there weren't any serious security threat, no Islamic terror group, just a dynasty dictatorship spanning over 4 decades. But why did it happen? Coup leader from Gabon's presidential guard, led by General Brice, capitalized on the Bongo family's corruption and disputed election results. The Bongos, well known for profiting from Gabon's oil wealth, left the majority of the population struggling while hoarding their riches. But guess what? Experts say this coup isn't about changing the system. It is more likely a continuity coup where very little changes, except for who gets to enjoy the state's resources. Very interesting. But here is the kicker. Not all coups are created equal. Just look at the stark differences between Gabon's coup and those in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. It's like comparing apples to oranges. These events might pop up on your Twitter feed and news alerts, only to be forgotten days later, but they are worth a closer look. Why? Because my friends and my viewers, they are not just African issues. They are global lessons in understanding the complexity of power transitions and the forces behind them. If you have enjoyed the video so far, I'm a new channel trying to grow. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you. Let us dive into some numbers. According to political scientists Jonathan Powell and Clinton Turney, from 1950 to January 2022, there were a whopping 486 coup attempts worldwide. Africa saw the most actions, with 214 attempts, 106 of which were successful. Latin America came close second, with 146 attempts and 70 of them successful. Both regions grappled with colonial legacies, economic disparities, and the very battleground of the Cold War. This element often acts as a perfect recipe for coups. But here is the juicy tidbit. One of the biggest predictors of a coup is, you guessed it, precedent. If there has been a coup attempt recently, there is a high likelihood of another one in the near future. Speaking of which, these coup attempts can have a ripple effect. Think of it as a domino effect. When one country goes through a coup, it can inspire neighboring nations facing similar challenges to follow suit. Gabon's coup has parallel effect with Zimbabwe's in 2017. In both cases, real democratic reforms might not be on the menu. But here is another kicker. A post-coup government doesn't always equal democracy. We have seen this in Thailand, where military coup aimed to protect the monarchy and stall democratic progress. Sometimes international bodies turn a blind eye if a country holds post-coup election, even if they are not truly competitive. It is like putting a fancy suit on a less democratic regime. Lastly, let's talk about polarization. It is a buzzword these days. It is a red flag for democracy. Polarized societies find it harder to build robust institutions that can counter military rule and negotiate people's needs. My cherished viewers, these coups are part of a global shift away from democracy. It is not just about coups. It is about the struggle for influence between the West, Russia, China, and more. In countries dependent on foreign aid, democracy can be fragile without substantial investment in institutions and autocratic regimes. They are all too willing to step up to the plate. So what's the takeaway here? It's time to look beyond headlines. These coups are not isolated incidents. They are threats in the complex tapestry of global politics. In my conclusion remarks, dive deep into the world of coups, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you will never miss an update on the fascinating twists and turns of our global political moments.